Today on Beyond the Box Score, the Giants and the Patriots play another dramatic Super Bowl. What does the Patriots' loss do to Tom Brady's legacy? Should Wes Welker have caught that pass? And is Eli Manning now a Hall of Famer? What about Tom Coughlin? And of course, should Gisele shut her mouth? All that and more today as we take you Beyond the Box Score. Welcome in today to Beyond the Box Score. Guys, we made it to week 2.
Absolutely. Excited to be here.
Excited. Week 1 was pretty good. Do you think we could top it today?
I thought we weren't going to be able to come back after that.
You thought we'd get canceled?
Yeah.
After that,
just one show.
Well, we might, but I think we're good. I think we're good. All right, so last week we made our picks for Super Bowl 46, and you guys both picked the Patriots. I didn't. I picked the Giants.
Congratulations.
Yeah, good for him.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think that means you guys have to take
So
me
go
out
ahead.
to dinner.
Go ahead, gloat. Do whatever, brag.
I like steak, Texas Roadhouse. I'm a fan of.
Tell you what,
to let you
you
know.
go there by yourself, and
I'll take you. No,
I'll reimburse you.
I'll
You
be.
okay
I'll
for
be.
it?
I'll be a good guy. I'll take you out. We'll go to Costco. You know, there's those free samples and.
Free samples. Yeah, that sounds about right. Thanks. All right. Well, the Patriots and the Giants faced off Sunday night in the much-awaited rematch of Super Bowl 42 back in 2008. Although the game wasn't as high-scoring as some experts thought it would be, the drama, in the end, lived up to the hype. Let's go to the highlights. Super Bowl 46 from Indianapolis. Tom Brady, Eli Manning getting ready for the rematch of Super Bowl 42 back in 2008. Early on, Tom Brady to pass from his own end zone. Nobody open, being pressured, throwing over the middle, but there's nobody there. Miscommunication? Maybe. Referees confer, and it's intentional grounding, which results in a safety. 2-0 Giants early. A couple of possessions later, Eli Manning threads the needle to Victor Cruz through 2 Patriots, and yeah, we got to put up with the salsa dance, but look at this. The linebacker underneath was right there. That play was designed to pick that pass, and instead Victor Cruz comes up with the big touchdown, 9-0 G-Men. The Patriots would get a field goal, making it 9-3, but their offense was still sputtering until the last drive of the first half when Tom Brady did what Tom Brady does. It's the last drive of the first half, and Brady finds Welker over the middle for a first down, and the Patriots are in business with a chance to take the halftime lead. There he finds Woodhead out of the backfield. He gets another first down. A couple plays later, they are down to the 4. Here Brady scrambles, gets great protection from the offensive line, and finds Woodhead again between 2 Giants for the touchdown. Somehow the Patriots lead 10-9 at the break. Madonna did her thing at halftime. Well, she did something at halftime. Meanwhile, Tom Brady picked up right where he left off, finding Chad Ochocinco, of all people, up the left sideline. Then the pitch to the law firm, Ben Jarvis Green Ellis up the right sideline, and the Patriots offense was rolling. So was Tom Brady, here completing his 13th consecutive pass of the game. That's a Super Bowl record. A few plays later, his 16th consecutive completion is to Aaron Hernandez, who scores a New England touchdown. And Hernandez tells Victor Cruz, "I'll see you a salsa dance and raise you one better," with whatever that was. The touchdown for the Pats put them up 17-9. Later, after a Giants field goal makes it 17-12, this would turn into a key play as Brady steps up into the pocket, gets sacked, and falls on his left shoulder. He would grimace, and it was clear that he was hurt on that play. Would it make a difference down the road in this game? That shoulder has troubled him in the recent past. There he is on the sideline, that shoulder clearly giving him problems. Here Eli Manning finds Hakeem Nicks over the middle, but Nicks fumbles the football, and this would be a familiar theme on Sunday night. The ball bounces right into the hands of a New York Giant. That happened 3 times in the game. Here Manning looking for the end zone, but he's sacked. The Patriots defense holds, forcing the Giants to kick a field goal. Tynes kindly obliges, making it 17-15 as we head into the 4th quarter. The Giants are now just one more field goal away from winning it. Now, with 4 minutes left to go in the game, Tom Brady drops back, looking for a wide-open Wes Welker who can't hang on to it. Welker knows he could have won the Patriots the Super Bowl if he had held on there. We'll talk about that play here in a few minutes. His teammates know that they could have clinched the Super Bowl with that catch. Now, after the resulting punt, Manning looking down the left sideline, and he finds Mario Manningham, who somehow comes up with both feet in bounds as he comes down with the catch that many people are calling the David Tyree moment of Super Bowl 46. Poor Patriots fans having flashbacks of 2008. Now with 1:09 left, the Giants move it down to the 6-yard line, and now Belichick has a decision to make. Do you let him score and give Tom Brady a chance, or do you hope that the Giants miss a chip shot field goal? Belichick decides to let Bradshaw reluctantly score the touchdown, leaving only 57 seconds on the clock, and the Giants up by 4. So the Patriots need a touchdown now. Tom Brady at midfield gets away from pressure to his right and throws the Hail Mary, and it's tipped, and look who's there. Rob Gronkowski just barely cannot come up with it. You've got to wonder, does a healthy Gronk come up with that deflection? Take another look. This is how close he was to making what would have been the greatest play in NFL history. As it stands, the Giants celebrate, and Eli Manning wins his 2nd Super Bowl. That's one more than Big Brother Peyton, and the Giants do it again, beating the Patriots in the last minute of the Super Bowl. 21-17, your final. Eli Manning has a great game, winning the MVP along with a nice new sports car he doesn't need and probably doesn't want. 30 of 40 for 296 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions for Manning. Tom Brady did have the Super Bowl record 16 consecutive completions, but it wasn't enough. He finished 27 of 41 for 276 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. All right, so let's start our analysis where the game ended. Does a healthy Gronkowski, number one, make that catch at the end on the deflection? And number two, does a healthy Gronkowski make a difference in the game at all?
He's healthy already. Did you see him after the game?
Did you see the tape on his
Did you
ankle?
see him after the game?
Oh yeah.
Did you see him after the game? He's healthy, right?
I'm pretty sure you can. I'm pretty sure you can party. When what did they say when he was wasted?
He was taking off his shirt and
He looked good.
yeah.
Well, it wasn't anything on his upper body that was hurt. So does it make a difference in the game if he's if he's 100%?
I don't think that if he is 100%, he makes that catch off the deflection. And the reason why I say that is basically because off that, he had paused coming in. So that doesn't have anything to do with his ankle when he pauses. So.
Well, I mean, like he's got to jump at least 5 feet to catch that ball. So yeah, you're using your ankle. But I mean, like honestly, it's a Super Bowl. You know, you go balls out all the time. So he has to catch that ball regardless of that. He's injured or he's 100%. You know, he should have made that catch.
All right. So what does this loss do to Tom Brady's legacy? He won the first 3 Super Bowls he played in, and now has lost 2 in a row. What does this do to his legacy?
I don't think it does anything to his legacy. He is still the only Patriots quarterback to win a Super Bowl. They'd gone 2 other times and didn't win. And he's won 3, so he's lost 2. But without him, the Patriots don't have a Super Bowl win.
You can't pin the whole thing on him. I mean, his legacy is determined. I mean, you look at other great quarterbacks, and they've had other pieces elsewhere as far as defense. I mean, if you look at back where when he did win, he had Larry Izzo, he had Richard Seymour. He had all those other guys in the Brewski. He had a lot of pieces around him.
Yeah, I think there's no mistake about it as far as I mean, people say he's lost his last 2 Super Bowls, but in reality, how many quarterbacks have gotten to 5 Super Bowls? It's not an easy thing to get to the Super Bowl. So okay, now let's talk about the other quarterback, Eli Manning. Is he a Hall of Famer now?
I think so. I think without a doubt Eli Manning's a Hall of Famer. And the reason why I think without a doubt is because he's 2 for 2 in Super Bowls. He's won both he's been in. He's played great. He's an MVP of both of them. How do you not give a twice Super Bowl MVP the Hall of Fame? I don't know how you do that.
Well, let me tell you something. He's always going to be compared to his brother. And his brother is, what has been said, is the greatest quarterback, controversially, in the game today, right? So if you're comparing him to his brother, who only has 1 Super Bowl, and then himself, who has 2 Super Bowls, against his own brother's rival,
Because at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
That's all that matters, right?
Super Bowl rings is all that matters. It doesn't matter how.
Doesn't matter
good you
how
look
many
playing
records
for
you
the Colts,
have,
right?
and you know how many people you beaten. And you know Tom Brady's beaten Peyton so many times, you know, within the playoffs or within the regular season. And Eli's already done it in the big show 2 times.
Yeah, both times he's killed him.
Yeah.
All right, so quickly, what about old man Tom Coughlin? Is he a Hall of Famer now?
Yes. Yes.
He is.
Without any doubt.
He's got. Look at his resume. Come on now.
And 2 months ago and this is how fans up in the Northeast are. 2 months ago in New York, Tom Coughlin was dead in the water as the Giants head coach. He was gone. All right, so now let's move to Wes Welker's drop. With 4 minutes left in the game, Welker found a seam in the Giants secondary, and Brady's pass was a little bit behind Welker. Welker got 2 hands on the ball, however, and many experts are saying that he should have made the catch. Let's go back and let's look at the tape here and see what we think here on Beyond the Box Score. So as we look at Wes Welker here, if you look at the route he's running, and we'll slow this down, but as you look at the route he's running before the pass even gets off, he's headed up to towards the middle of the field, and you see the safety. That's Kenny Phillips, number 21, playing the middle of the field, and so that's what Tom Brady sees. And so this is the pause here. You see that Wes Welker is moving towards the middle of the field before the throw leaves Brady's hands. And now when Brady sees the safety, Phillips, number 21, behind him there, he throws it back to the outside sideline. He's trying to throw Wes Welker open, and so that's why he throws it behind Wes Welker, but still, as we're going to see here in a minute, Welker knows he should have caught that pass, and you see it from this angle. It is right in his hands. Faifo, you play the game. If the ball's in your hands, like this right here, do you have to catch it?
Well, I mean, look at him. He has perfect position on the ball. You know, obviously he's running against his zone, okay. And so what you're taught when you're running against the zone, you find the opening, right? So I mean, if you look at it, Brady puts up a perfect pass, and you know it's a catchable ball. If it's anything within the vicinity of the receiver, you're supposed to catch that ball, no matter what happens, no matter if it's in your vicinity. And he's running against his zone, which is perfect because you can pick your spot where you want to go to, and the beauty about it is that you have nobody on you. Right, everybody is at least 5, maybe you know the most 10 yards away in his zone, and so I mean that ball is catchable.
I think it's important to note that Wes Welker after the game said, "I've made that catch 1,000 times." Well, no, he hasn't. Not in game situations. This year, he only had between 10 and 12 receptions of over 20 yards. That was a 23-yarder. So even though he wants to say, I've made that catch 1,000 times, he really hasn't. The Patriots' passing game is really great, anywhere from 15 yards and under. They're just precision. But up beyond that, and up beyond 20 yards, they just aren't. They don't have that vertical passing game, and I think that's really what hurt him in the game because the Giants' D-line wasn't it. They only had 2 sacks.
Well, I mean, the thing about the Patriots is that they have no vertical threat. They have no deep guy. The deepest guy is Deion Branch. But if you look at all the receivers, including their tight ends and running backs, everything is into the flats or 10 and outs or 10 and ins. And it's because they have that. When you have a vertical threat, that stretches the field out.
And that's what they had in Randy Moss. That's what made the difference in that 16-0, 18-0, and when they lost to the Giants in Super Bowl 42 was they had that deep threat, and now they don't. And here's what's bizarre about this play is that yes, it was right in his hands. Yes, he probably catches that, as Chris Collinsworth said, 100 times out of 100. But if he catches that football, that is the Mario Manningham catch. That's the David Tyree catch.
Absolutely.
But it's that amazing of a catch. Yeah. But now everybody's saying, oh well, he should have caught the ball. Whereas if he does, it's an amazing catch.
The guy's 5'9". You can't expect him to go down the seam and be able to elevate and catch a ball like that. And it's proven throughout the season that he just hasn't made catches like that. So
well, I mean, you gotta look at it this way. This is the NFL. You're talking about professionals. You're talking about guys who don't do anything else in life but play the game. And so my point is that you can't pin this all on him. I mean, you can't because you got to look at it this way. I mean, you had an injured tight end who's probably Brady's #1 receiver throughout the season, who was injured, you know, quote unquote injured. And then you have the running game, and the running game makes you. If you take the running game out of perspective, you're one-dimensional, and so you know you become predictive. throughout the whole game. And I mean, you guys seen it. The play calling, was one-dimensional. There was nothing he could do about it.
Yeah.
And so you're pinning that whole game on one guy is you got what I like to say, you got to look beyond the fan. You got to look from a player perspective.
So I think if we can summarize what we've said, it's that really you can't put all the blame on Wes Welker and you can't put all the blame on Tom Brady. Part of it was circumstance. Brady had to throw it to the outside because if he throws it up into the middle of the field and leads Wes Welker where he was going, he either gets killed by Kenny Phillips or Phillips picks it off. So the circumstances, I think, dictated it a little bit too, and maybe Wes Welker had two hands on it, should have made the catch, but really you can't pin it all on him and you can't pin it all on Tom Brady.
Well, he's a Pro Bowl player, and they say big time players make big plays, and so regardless of if he dropped the ball or the running game wasn't going, as other people were injured, it's on him.
I don't think Welker was put into a position to succeed by the offensive coordinator. I really don't. He hadn't done that kind of pass all year. He's not going to catch it there. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Welker's a possession receiver.
Right. Absolutely.
And that you can't ask him to go all the way down the field.
His job there was to find the seam, and he did. So, all right. So time to wrap up the show with our rapid fire segment. We'll start in college basketball. Wednesday night, Duke freshman guard Austin Rivers, the son of Doc Rivers, hit a buzzer-beating three-pointer to beat North Carolina. Guys, it was an amazing atmosphere, but it's not March yet. Did it matter?
No, it didn't matter. I think it gives the Duke basketball team some temporary confidence, and it gives that kid, the Rivers kid, some temporary confidence. But listen, we still got the ACC tournament and March Madness coming up. This game, in light of that, is very minuscule. It's a conference win. It's a good win, but it's a conference win. I understand it's a rivalry, but at the end of the day, it still goes down as just a conference win. It doesn't count for 2 or 3.
You got to look at it this way. You're going against what was North Carolina ranked number 4? 4 in the nation. And Duke is ranked what, 6?
9. They were 9.
Okay, and plus it's a rivalry game. It's probably the biggest rivalry up there with the Yankees and Red Sox, and
one of the biggest in sports.
Absolutely.
And so this carries momentum throughout the season, especially when they're coming off of a loss from both teams from Florida. They lost to Miami in overtime, and they lost to Florida the same way that they beat North Carolina. So absolutely, this was a big game because it carries over momentum. And if anything in basketball, momentum helps a lot, especially in the college sports.
Well, at the end of the day, as we wrap up that topic in our rapid fire segment, at the end of the day, whether either team won or lost, they're both probably going to end up 2 seeds. So in the long term, in my opinion, no, it doesn't really matter. But
they didn't need a resume win.
Right, but you're right. Maybe momentum, maybe that carries Duke a little bit. But moving on to our next rapid fire topic, the NBA playoffs aren't till May. Baseball season doesn't start till April, and March Madness has been pushed all the way almost to April. And is this the worst 2 months of the year to be a sports fan?
No.
No. NBA wise, yes, because it's you coming in from a long, dreadful kind of lockout, and it's not. It's really you feel like basketball is dead to you, and college basketball is the only way you can go right now. You can't go off of anything. Players are just now getting in shape. Players are just now getting their legs back, and you're losing 22 games. So yeah, I think so.
I've got NASCAR, man. I've got cars going around the track at 200 miles an hour. I'm fine. So I'm good. I've got NASCAR.
Is NASCAR even a sport?
Come on, you couldn't even fit in one of those cars.
I don't want to. Yeah. Why would you want to go that fast?
Oh, man.
For no reason.
Yeah, I know. You probably don't go around the islands that fast, but
you would be surprised.
All right, so it's funny because really there's nothing. We just talked about a college basketball game that didn't mean squat, and the NBA right now, the playoffs are 2.5 months long. That's going to be like 3/4 of the season this year with the lockout. So right now, there's really nothing going on. Pitchers and catchers, though, for me, looking forward. Pitchers and catchers report like this week, so I'm pretty excited. All right,
baseball.
We will end where we started, with the Super Bowl, more specifically with its fallout. Tom Brady's supermodel wife, Gisele, said after the game that the Patriots receivers should have played better in Super Bowl 46. Zach, you like supermodels. Should Gisele shut her mouth, or does it matter what she said at all?
I think she should have been quiet because she creates Tom Brady having to do damage control. And Tom Brady said after the game, he said, between him and Wes Welker, he said, we just couldn't connect. He's a heck of a player, and I'll keep throwing the ball to him for as long as I possibly can. I love that guy. That's total damage control.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have said that if Gisele didn't go shooting her mouth off. So yes, with all respect to her, she should have been quiet.
Faifo?
I mean, just think about it. You have your girlfriend, your wife, and all your boys over at your house. She starts mouthing off. What do? You either take her side or you take your boy's side. At the end of the day, you got to pick one. And you know what? If you have that ring on your finger, you know.
So Brady's in trouble then? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean, he didn't come out and say, you know, my wife was wrong or my wife was right.
It was very
He just
political.
defended it. But I mean, you know, at the end of the day, you know, he's whipped.
It was very.
And whenever you get that ring on,
Gisele.
hey, all you guys out there, if you're about to get that ring on your finger, you know, you better make the right decision, boy, before that ring comes off.
Sounds like Faifo's not afraid of commitment. I like it. I like this side of you.
The only girl in my life is my mama, so it's cool.
Oh, that was a special
Hi,
moment.
Mom.
All right. Well, at the end of the day, I think you have to wonder about, you know, where does Gisele get this? Is Tom Brady going home and venting about this? Because she's got to get this from somewhere.
I think the media is just blowing it up like they always do, and you know they have a right to. She
Us.
opened her mouth. Well, yeah, but I mean, like, you know, it's personal. Like it's gonna happen. You know, if guys said, you know, their wives shouldn't be involved in the game. She's not the one out there catching passes, but she's, you know, at the end of the day, the fan. So, and the fans have a right to voice their opinion.
It's 2012. Supermodels talk now. So
Yeah, but they don't eat still, right? They just talk.
I don't know. I don't
Ouch.
know. Ow.
Ouch, Faifo. All right.
Bad cut.
More food for us, right?
There you go. You're a glass half
This
full
should be a
guy,
Subway
man.
commercial.
You should be a Subway
Yeah.
Subway commercial. I like it. I like it.
I don't like Subway though.
Next sponsor.
Taco
That's
Bell?
our next sponsor. Taco Bell. Yes.
on.
If you can do a Taco Bell commercial, then you make the
on.
big bucks right there. If you can lose weight doing Taco Bell, there you go. All right. Well, unfortunately, just as soon as we get to Supermodels, we have to wrap things up. If you missed part of the show today, you can find us on YouTube on, right now, the Signpost channel. Just search WSU Signpost. Once you get to YouTube, all one word. Also, you can check us out live every Friday at 9:45 on WeberStateNews.org. For Faifo, Levale, Zach Russell, and our amazing director, John Coyle, I'm Trevor Amicone, and we will see you next week when we go, once again, beyond the box score.